Bugatti Bolide is the answer to one of the great pub questions. What if Bugatti kept the Chiron Supersport's 1,578 brake horsepower, 8-litre quad-turbo W16 engine, but built a totally bespoke, stripped-down, track-only hypercar around it? What would that look like? What would it feel like? Well, today I'm the first person outside Bugatti's inner circle to spend some proper time with the £3.5 million Bolide at the Nardo Proving Ground in Italy and experience it in full flight. Our chaperone for the day? None other than Bugatti's chief test driver and Le Mans winner, Andy Wallace.
Should we do a launch then?
Let's do a little launch, shall we? Body. This is just ridiculous. I'll tell you what, electric cars, a Tesla Model S Plaid could probably do something similar to this in a straight line for a few hundred meters at least, but it's kind of a silky smooth violent force. This is just pure unadulterated violence to the senses at all times.
So I'm going to do
It's on another level.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm going to do a pit speed.
Oh yes.
So we're on
this
pit
is going
speed.
to be a pit speed limiter. So coming out of the pits, and holy mother! That's Jesus. So that's a rolling launch, straight out the pits. I think you'd probably leap from 10th place to 1st if you did that in a race. Oh, whoa! It's just relentless! Relentless in that way that only Bugattis are. The acceleration just doesn't stop. You basically run out of track so long before the car runs out of performance. It feels like I could do 500-600 miles an hour if you had long enough straight. No idea what speeds we're doing. God, I pray the owners of this car use it properly, because this thing is wild, wild, wild. And I'm starting to feel a little bit sick, Andy.
Copy that. I'll come back now.
Here we go. Hell.
Because you can sit in a seat and think, oh, this is all nice and comfy, while the car's stood still.
Yeah.
Then you go out on the track and you realise actually it's not good at all. Mm-hmm. So this one, and this can happen for any customer who wants it. This is a purpose-built, made to the shape of me.
Yeah.
So have a
Yeah. And just before we even get in, you'll see the padding's here. So like part of the headrest and the padding is built into the carbon structure of the door, and here as well.
And this is made as part of the seat too. So
Yeah.
so when you change seats, you would change that.
Yeah. So the seats are fixed to the monocoque, and then you adjust wheel and pedals.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
And so the height adjustment is what you do when you make the seat.
Right, I'm going to climb in. Okay, right, this can't be that difficult. So I've got to hold the harness, right, so it doesn't fall underneath my bum, never to be retrieved again.
Yeah, so you don't sit on it.
Mm-hmm. Feet on the seat, feet out in front of me. Oh, a fair bit snugger than the passenger seat, I have to say.
It is, and it might feel snug when you stood still, but when you're racing around high-speed corners, it will feel absolutely right.
Yeah. It's proper racing car position. It's much more reclined. My sort of ankles are somewhere around my sort of height, same height as my bum. And so, yeah, it's got that sort of unique race car. The steering wheel comes off, doesn't it?
It does.
Should we give this a go?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Right.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. So there we go. You don't actually necessarily need to do that. I mean, I didn't need to do it. I suppose if you're a bigger person.
Well, if somebody's got big knees, for example, then you would need to do it. But
big knees, and important to make sure it's actually back on before you set off again.
Yeah, it's the one thing as a racing driver. Of course, they didn't come off in my day when I was young, but each racing driver has done it once, where you leave the pit and it actually comes off in your hand because it was not put on properly.
It's like an anxiety dream before a big race, isn't it? So other things I'm going to point out. So these, it looks like you've got a couple of exhaust pipes coming in here, but that's actually piping the cold air in, and you've got a couple for the passenger as well.
Yeah, and in fact, through most of the testing, if it wasn't 40 degrees ambient, you couldn't even have it on maximum. It's coming through there pretty cold. So it's very pleasant.
Yeah, and literally, I don't think there's any components. I mean, this is obviously a long way off being the beautiful finished article that you'll deliver to customers, but I don't think there's any carryover components with Chiron.
No, I don't know. No, not in the cockpit, not at all, I would say. Yeah. Some other people might.
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to come with you, I'm absolutely fine with it.
So, if you want the ultimate road car, don't buy this. Buy a Chiron or its V16 hybrid successor that's waiting in the wings, because the Bolide is a very different expression of Bugatti's values. It's something raw and unfiltered. Arguably, the world's greatest hypercar powertrain strapped to a true racing car chassis that just happens to look knee-tremblingly good. Yes, they're only making 40 of them, yes, you can only drive it on track, and yes, they cost a staggering £3.5 million each, but that brings a purity too. The Bolide is built for driving, not posing, and in an era when EV performance cars are fast, but failing to ignite our excitement, the Bolide is the bit of old-school, big-engined bedroom poster fantasy we all needed. It's a total headbanger of a car, a barely contained explosion of energy, and my dream garage just got a little bit fuller. What a day.